Good evening, Bulls fans. This is John McQuinney, and for the first time on my video recaps, I'm joined by Matt Gritzmacher, our Olympic sports guru. I'm here at UB Stadium, where women's soccer just finished off a absolutely dominating performance against SUNY rival Binghamton, and they downed them 3-0. So I'll give it off to Matt. Matt, take it away.
Yeah, very first thing we absolutely have to start with in the recap of this is Nadia Johnson getting her first. The senior had missed tons of time in her career due to some injuries and some health problems. Worked really hard to get back this season, has only seen stretches of maybe 10 or 15 minutes at a time in UB's first couple weeks of games. Saw more time against Niagara as Coach Burke, I think, was working his bench to make sure everyone's legs were fresh this week with 3 games in 6 days. Saw a good amount of time today, scored her first goal of the season. Real great. Welcome back, Nadia. You've made it all the way. That goal was in the 77th minute. It was beyond insurance, just a nail in the coffin, but that's absolutely what we have to start with. Congratulations, Nadia.
And just a quick note, I made a terrible pun on Twitter, and Matt made sure to call that out to the whole world. So yes, that was an absolutely beautiful goal by Johnson. UB also had 2 other goals, one by Julia Benatti, who had a pretty good night in her own right. There were a few instances where she wasn't aggressive enough, I thought, where she could have taken shots. And
I agree. I agree.
And Krista McIntrona also netted her first goal of the season. I'm sure it'll be the first of many that she'll have here in Amherst.
Yeah, I'm delighted that Benatti and Catrona got their goals today. Benatti was, I believe, her second on the season. I think she's the first bull to have 2 goals on the season. If Lytle scored against Syracuse, Bramble scored against Niagara, then yeah, I think Benatti's the first to have 2 goals. But Benatti and Catrona were dynamite for the Bulls today. And those 2 and Cassidy Kidd, who had 2 assists, I think were the absolute drivers of the offense. Like you said, Benatti still a little shy to take shots. Sometimes somebody to push the pace when she's one-on-one heading into the box. But today was vintage Julia Benatti, finding open space on the wing, working it up, beating one person one-on-one, passing it off on a give and go, and getting back into space. Carissa McCatrona was as dangerous as she's been since Drexel tonight. She scored that goal. Moments later, she had one off the side of the net after she burst through 2 players like they were standing still, 2 Binghamton players. Everyone up there can play. And I think I've been saying for a week and a half now, don't worry about the UB offense. They're getting chances. It's just the finishing. And the finishing has been really ugly, and today it wasn't.
Yeah, really. I know last season you mentioned, I think it was around the 7th game, that the UB offense really started to click, and here we are, lucky number 7 again. And yeah, the offense came out right from the beginning, and they were really aggressive. I think Binghamton didn't get the ball down inside the UB 30-yard line until at least a good 15, 20 minutes into the game at least.
And that's vintage Burke. That means that the midfield's coming together. He moved Megan Simmons up into that point of the diamond today, and it seemed like he had Cassie Kidd and Julie Benatti even higher up on the edges than normal, but he moved Megan Simmons, who had been playing defense, all the way up into the top of the midfield, kept Krista Markovich there, and it worked. The midfield looked it's Binghamton, yes, but Binghamton had the same results collectively against Canisius, Niagara, and Bonaventure, 1 win, 1 tie, and 1 loss as we did. That's the most cohesive that the UB midfield has looked since we still had Megan Geeson and Courtney Mann in there last year. So I was very pleased with that.
Yeah, just one other little note was towards the end of the first half, Jackie Hall took a nasty hit. There was a real big scrum in front of the goal, and she went down hard. And
Hart was down too. It was Hart and Hall. We're both down.
Yeah, she went down, and then she got up and was a little limpy. You know, she was a little gimpy, but she stayed in the game, and she looked okay after that. So I know she was injured.
She once a game. I always feel like there's once where I see her coming up a little soft, and then it's all right a couple seconds later. So
yeah, it was just scary for me. I'm a big worrywart about injuries and things like that.
And Jackie Hall injuries especially. If you watched the game against Penn State last year, you know just how big of a deal. Or the game against Bonaventure this year. Yeah, the last thing I want to say is Binghamton got only one shot in the second half, so hooray for the defense locking it down. Laura Dougal made 4 saves in the first half, and 2 of them, maybe 3, depending on how if the deflection off a UB shin counts as another save. But 2 of them were absolutely stellar. Binghamton had few chances all game, but 2 of them that they got in the first half were very, very dangerous, which is why I'm especially glad to see the defense play strong in the second half.
Okay, if that's all you got, Matt.
It is indeed.
All right, for Matt Gritzmacher, I'm John McQuinney from UB Stadium and for UBBullRun.com with another instant video recap. We'll be planning on doing these all throughout the season for men's soccer, women's soccer. Well, once men's soccer comes home, men's soccer, women's soccer, all the Olympic sports. So stay tuned to UBBullRun.com and go Bulls.